All right. CAD CHF. Didn't even have it on my board. Let's do a real raw analysis here. Let's get some lines going. First thing we want to do is we want to see the trend of the market. Now, just looking at this, I can see we've had a strong bullish. The last 3 weeks has been bullish. Bullish with a big rejection to the downside here. And a little weekly doji here, which is an indication that we might get another retracement up to perhaps this kind of area of interest here. Potentially up to here, followed by another bullish couple of weeks. You can see a rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. There's been no candle that's broken below these other weekly candles, which tells me that it's most likely going to be coming up to fill this doji, and then potentially the following weeks it could come down. So I'll just get rid of that. So looking at, depending on how you do it, you could argue that this is a higher high. That's the higher low there, and it's come down. It hasn't broken below, so it's still technically bullish at a weekly level. Or you could argue that there's your higher low, higher high, but then that's not really, because you've got these other weeklies that have come down. So technically, from a analysis, from a trend point of view, it's technically still bullish, because these high weeklies here haven't broken below and they haven't broken above to continue bullish either. So they've just come down, they've wicked down and come up. So theoretically, this weekly trend is still bullish. Let's go to the daily. All right, so I'll actually go back to the weekly. And we are still below the EMA, so that's not a bad thing. Let's go to the daily. I'll just move these so that they don't track on the daily. This is good for me too, just to apply my skills. So on the daily, I'm going to say we're bearish. So we've got, you could argue here, got a lower high there, lower low there, and your area of interest would be within this sort of space here. So moving along, sort of scroll this down. So we've got one touch there, got another touch here. You could argue one here, you could argue one here, you could argue these ones here. So if we bring that up to sort of there, make that an area of interest, and if we just measure it, you're looking at 19 pips. So still within, you can even drag that a bit further down. You can even go like that. And just bring, or potentially go like that and go even as low as that, but sort of keep it there. Maybe go up a touch. You've got 1, 2, 3. If we look at around psychological level, if we just go like that, bang. So let's go 5,600. That's way down there. So we go to the next 500, which would be 5,700, which is there. So this is around psychological level. So I'm expecting potentially a retracement from here up to even up to here before it starts heading down. So it's on the daily. You've got this daily doji here as well. So if we go down to the 4 hour, very choppy in the 4 hour. So potentially, so you got what? So it's bullish on the 4 hour, high there, which is at that round psychological level, right on. High low here. And it hasn't broken above and it hasn't broken below. So I would be looking for another 4 hour engulfing candle, or anything on the, potentially even something like a candle that breaks below that. So I'd be looking for a 4 hour engulfing that comes below this bullish candle, then potentially a retracement, something like that, and then down like that. So if you were to mark out a 4 hour area of interest, maybe something like that. So you've got a touch there, touch there, touch there. But yeah, at the moment it's bullish on the 4 hour. So bearish on that. Yeah. So I'd want to see another. If we move, I'd want to see another decent 4 hour bullish engulfing, or even on the daily. I suspect it's going to come up here and fill that candle wick here a little bit, just because it's had this strong bullish push against the bearish candles. I could be wrong. Price can do whatever it wants. So yeah, I'd want to see another 4 hour bullish engulfing below this area of interest. Ignore, let's get rid of that for a sec. Something like this again, down here, and then potentially look at, or even below that candle. If you had a 4 hour bullish engulfing below this, a bearish engulfing below this bullish engulfing, then I'll be looking for sells. Even though it says strong sell here, I still want to see that sell. If you can capture that, then you'll see here you could go something like this, down to the next structure point here, or on the daily it would be. So, you're looking at even down here, that's a pretty big drop. But you can see how on the daily here it's very bullish, still quite strong bullish. I'd want to see, I suspect it's going to go up, close up here somewhere, and then we'll get another daily candle here where it sort of goes like that. And then I'd be looking at entering. That's what I want to see. At the moment, for me, it's too bullish in the up. Although overall it's bearish, it's still a bit too. In the last 5 days, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on our 9th day, still in the bullish kind of phase. I'd want to see a bearish engulfing candle like this one, of sorts, before I enter a sell. See how it's slowed down as well? Like this bearish engulfing candle has slowed down and is pushing up. So I suspect that it's kind of, it could even potentially come up and touch this EMA. Look how high this one went. So there's a bit to happen here, I think, before I enter a sell. You might capture a small sell on a 15-minute candle, but I'm not really dabbling in the 15 minutes. you might catch this sell here, which is theoretically a counter trend trade. But this isn't going to happen during the Asian session at all, I don't think. Let's drop down to the lower time frames. So you might catch a little sell here, but again, you got these bullish candles, these blue bullish candles that are pushing up. It's retesting this area of interest is theoretically above the EMA, so it could potentially still go back up here before it comes back down here. You got a bullish candle here, bullish candle there. You got your lower high, your lower low there, or your higher high, your lower high, your high, your lower high. So it sort of could go doing before it starts sort of coming down again. So if you look at the 15-minute, again, a little bit of you got massively push, so it's bullish, you got a massive bullish push, a little bit of a retracement, and I suspect you'll get another bullish push coming up here. So that's my assessment of the CAD CHF, and I wouldn't be entering a trade on the Asian session either. So rule number 1, don't enter during Asian session. Just not the volume there.